I'm Louisa Seferis. I'm an independent humanitarian practitioner and researcher working in the last 20 years across the world in different crises, looking at participatory economic recovery and the accountability of the support that people receive. So I got involved in the basic research program in 2021, so about 4 years ago, 4.5. First looking at the accountability of social assistance in crises global review, and then we did primary research in Somalia and in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, really digging into some of those questions about local accountability for social assistance in crises. And then recently, Paul Harvey and I just updated the global review in 2025. So for me, where BASIC has made the most useful contribution is really about bringing together different practitioners, researchers, academic institutions, and an evidence base to answer some of the bigger questions about social assistance in crises. We often tend to tackle those issues in silos, so practitioners are not aware of maybe all the evidence or the research that's already out there. And so BASIC really helps to bring this mix of research and practice together to answer questions that are not only relevant, but actually need more of an evidence base. So a lesson or interaction from BASIC that has been really important for our work is that although it's a research program, it's not just about generating evidence and producing papers. We've been able to essentially, through the interviews and through the engagement with, for example, international decision makers or local organizations and communities on the ground, connect people to turn policy into practice. So for example, in the Kurdistan region of Iraq, through the interviews that we did as part of the accountability research, we actually got our civil society partners to be part of the UN-led reform, social protection reform processes, and getting them a seat at the table in these coordination spaces. So I came to the conference expecting to see and to meet colleagues and different practitioners and researchers across humanitarian and social protection spaces and to have some really rich exchanges, and we definitely did. I think the breadth and the depth of the work that was presented was absolutely amazing. The discussions were really enriching, but also very practical and pragmatic. So there's no one who was really afraid of shying away from some of the bigger issues. So for example, how do we connect the kind of more formal top-down social protection reform processes with what's happening on the ground and the more informal networks? I think it's a testament to the basic program to be able to bring such different views and research perspectives and papers, but make a cohesive and coherent discussion take place. My two key takeaways from the conference. One is that it's been incredible to meet people face to face who have contributed to this evidence base. And I think in particular, the papers that were presented here at the conference are helping us reinforce some of the key messages of the research. And the second thing is really about taking those networks forward and not being afraid to enter policy spaces. Now having exchanged ideas over the last 3 days and being able to bring in other people's work to complement some of the experiences and the social protection reform processes that are happening in crises today.